There you go. You can see what I'm talking about. There is a perfect cloud cover that makes the sun a perfect glaring O all day long. It just, well, we don't know how long. It looks like it'll thin out up top, but it is a glaring O to stare at, certainly for this morning. Look at that. I mean, so that is what you call orangey white, which divides by 5. Okay. And then the word haze divides by 5, just like forest fires. This is not caused by forest fires, but these are words that I had from the Lord a long time ago for my joy. It's like, God's like, no, I ordained the forest fires, pure 5s, to create a haze, pure 5s, for your maximum joy and comfort, pure 5s. But yeah, I told you like this. So what we have God doing here is we have just the perfect cloud veil, okay, if you will, this morning. It'll probably clear out later today and the sun will be stark white, but for the morning God has ordained this perfect cloud veil which allows you to stare directly at the sun, okay, with the naked eye. So naked equals eye, letter for letter, pure 5s, okay. And so the joy message is just bang. It's the perfect white circle, which equals rejoice, joy. So circle is joy, white is rejoice, 65. It's just like I'm staring at it with my naked eye, and I can see the perfect full circle outline without any pain on my eyeball because of the perfect cloud cover. Okay, this video camera does not do it justice. You're seeing a giant flare bomb, but I can see with my naked eye the full crisp outline of the sun. Crisp divides by 5, just like circle. A crisp circle. The joy of a crisp circle. So crisp is 65. Circle is 50. Okay, crisp delight. Crisp white equals 65, 65 equals rejoice today, dearly beloved. There's a string of 65s for you, okay? And then yes, you should wear white dress because dress equals 65. Ideally riding a white horse because horse equals 65. And it's called joy to the world, okay? So there you go. There's your stellar joy package. The camera refuses to see, the human eye trounces everything, man. Like when I'm looking at the sun straight on with no pain, and I'm staring at a perfect white circle. Like it's more perfect than any white circle that man can draw on paper, even if he uses a computer. I'm not even joking. Like it's literally the most perfect white circle like you've ever seen. And I can stare at the crisp edge with no pain. Okay, and it's just the ultimate joy message from God. Like I said, today was going to be maximum. Okay, sadly, the video camera lens equals joy, but the most important lens is the lens of your eye. So lens equals joy, and then eye is obviously pure 5s. Okay, but yeah, you're staring at this, mechanical camera that's turning this perfect circle into a lens, a flare bomb. But mark my words, God has ordained it to be a perfect white circle that you can comfortably stare at with the naked eye. Okay? And so that's what he's doing. This is reality. This is real life, man. This is the real joy message. This is the real joy day, the great Wednesday, September 30th, as we preached from the Lord this morning that was going to be a flawless maximum joy day. With God declaring the message flawlessly, perfectly all day long. Okay? And there you go. I mean, the fact that God has ordained this unique cloud layer, okay, to do what I've just described. Okay? Like, there's a giant white circle, as perfect and as crisp as can be, that I can stare at with the naked eye for hours. Okay, it's like joy, joy, joy at the center of Wednesday, September 30th. All those 5s, man, just drink in those 5s. You'll be so in love with the number 5, you'll be like, I need more 5s in my life. And I'll be like, I told you. So There you go. By the way, the PIN number on my, I actually use passcodes that are 5555 because God ordained 5 to be the center of digital number pads, okay, declaring the message that 5 is the center of the heart of God. So I have passcodes that are just pure 5s. I'm just like 55555 because 5 is at the center of the number pad because joy is at the center of the heart of God. All right. And yes, the sun, this great joy circle, is at the center of the solar system, and it all adds up perfectly. But yeah, I know to the naked eye, it's a perfect white circle. Like, I'm just getting happy looking at this perfect white circle, knowing that it's a joy message from God to me and to all humans that have eyes to see and ears to hear, like Jesus said. Jesus is God. He said, you need to know the interpretation of the parable. You need to know. So Jesus equals English equals parables equals Gematria equals anagrams. He says you need to know the interpretation, okay, of the sights and signs that you see in life, okay? And that's what Gematria is all about. You have to go to the numbers. You have to know the numbers of the letters in order to unlock the messaging of God everywhere in life, okay? There he is, my nice little O, right on time, every time, okay? So it reminds me of omega, which means great O, and so there's 2 letters in Greek that highlight O. Omega, which means great O, and then omicron, which means little o. So Jesus said, I am the Alpha and the Omega. That is to say, I am the big O. He says, I am the great joy because I am God. And the sun, of course, is an icon of Omega because it's the big O. And then the moon is an icon of Omicron because it's the little o. But both of them, okay, exist for your joy. Okay, first of all, for God's joy and your joy. But you see that? Omega, great O. Omicron, little o. And if the little moon was just pulling into place, well, then we'd have both on camera at once. All right? So, O, here we go. Okay? I will not lie. It is the most perfect white circle I've ever seen in my life, staring me in the face comfortably with the naked eye because of the perfect cloud cover that God has ordained for this perfect day that mathematically screams out joy like you wouldn't believe. And we talked about the letters Wednesday, September 30th in the previous video when God mentioned that to us in our minds before this whole sunrise even began. And I preached the details and we squeezed the glory out of those letters, okay? And so now God's just ramping up the show with this fine perfection fest in the sky that I'm capturing, okay? And speaking the things that I'm speaking. There it is. Now, if you do want to talk about a lens flare, you've just said joy flare, okay? And on the joy message comes. Joy, joy, joy. Now, again, you will not feel the same joy that I feel inside of me completely unless you drink your cocoa powder in the morning, okay? In obedience to God and the revelations I've talked about. You just simply will not feel the same joy that I do. So I'm telling you what to do, okay? And then, yeah, you wear all white polyester, which is quadruple joy, okay? Da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da. Have you noticed? Like, I mean, the sun is God's message of joy. It's white. And the moon is God's message of joy. It's white. So what should I wear today? Probably white, okay? And read the book of Revelation. God is all white. The throne is all white. Everyone's wearing white. Get with the program. Like maybe you're showing up a little bit late to the message. You didn't get the memo. Well, you're getting it now, okay? All white is in, okay? And yeah. Do you want to be blessed by God? Well, it all comes down to choices and okay. There you go. There's the joy message. I love it when God ordains it, like whenever God ordains it that I can stare at the sun with the naked eye and see the perfect crisp outline of the circle. It is a massive joy message from God. It is a massive rejoice message. And you can, with artwork, you spell the word rejoice, okay, the 3 letters R-E-G right here. The sun is the O, and then the 3 letters ice right there. So as works of art, that will be done. Reg, oi, ois. Reg, o, ice. Reg, o, ice. That's exactly the message, and then, or else you can do J-O-Y. By the way, for the record, the letters J-O-Y are actually also a visual demonstration of what happens in sex, okay, which is God's way of spreading the joy and people multiplying, okay. You can see that for yourself with just a little bit of, observation. There you go. Yep. Rejoice, rejoice, rejoice. Rejoice today, dearly beloved. Amazing. So I've been getting the color cream from the Lord like crazy, because cream ends in reem, which is cocoa, just like the word dream. Okay. Oh, there it is. Rejoice today. And this light shines in through my pupils, and pupil equals double up equals double cocoa. There you go. Now there. See, again, that's the 3rd time now that God has ordained a flock of birds that divides by 5. Confirmation. Okay, it happened a couple days ago. And the Lord told me to count the number of birds. So a couple days ago, there was a flock of birds that flew through Routley Park, and there was exactly 10 of them. And it was a joy message from God. And then yesterday, a perfect flock of 5. I think I even preached on it. And just now, just that came through the camera, exactly 5 birds again. Joy. Done. See, I've received the message from God, the commander, as to what we're supposed to do today. We're supposed to choose joy today and push it higher. That's it. Okay, rejoice, rejoice, rejoice. And it is going to be, look at that thing, man. It is going to be fabulously, completely, ridiculously awesome. I tell you, this art, the art of God, nothing compares to the art of God. Nothing compares to the art of God. But you will not appreciate the art of God more vividly until you drink your cocoa powder. Okay? You have to do that and be 100% gluten-free and wheat-free. Man, that thing is a perfect white. I love the word crisp now. A crisp circle. A perfectly crisp white circle. Joy, joy, joy.